Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Geeks Watch. Yay! Going to talk a little bit about Good Omens 2, which is on Amazon Prime, I think. Before I talk about that, I'll do a little bit brief of Good Omens 1, or not Good Omens 1, which is Good Omens. The Amazon Prime show is based on the novel written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. The premise of the two of them, the book and the Prime streaming show, the 6-episode Good Omens Prime show, was the apocalypse is happening. The two angels who are on, the angel and demon who are on Earth as the representatives of heaven and hell, kind of like being here. They've kind of developed a working relationship where they kind of like almost stay out of each other's way, kind of have a semi-friendly, competitive working relationship. They don't want to leave. They like being here. They like the comforts of Earth. They like the food, the music, the wine, the whiskey, basing the demon Crowley and the angel Aziraphale. Crowley likes drinking and having a good time. Aziraphale likes tea and cakes in his little bookshop that he runs. They're both very comfortable here. They don't want the universe to end. They don't want the world to end. They kind of want to sabotage the apocalypse a little bit. But along the way, they sort of lose the Antichrist. He's been misplaced. And instead of being raised by the family he was supposed to be raised by his actual parents, the babies get switched and he's raised by this nice, pleasant, friendly family in England. So hilarity ensues from that point on. You know, hell and heaven are trying to gear up for the apocalypse. These two are trying in their own bumbling way to prevent it, but they've lost the Antichrist. So I really enjoyed the book, and I think that the Good Omens show made a really good run of it. They did a good job. They changed some things, but they kept the spirit alive. You know, Neil Gaiman does tend to write more serious, gritty stuff with a little bit of dark humor thrown in there. Terry Pratchett's just all about the dark humor. He's all about the humor. Some of it being dark, some of it being goofy. And the two of them combining together to write this book, it's my favorite thing that Neil Gaiman has ever been a part of, hands down. I love it more than Sandman. Anywho, that's Good Omens 1. It was so popular as a streaming show, they made a Good Omens 2 with Neil Gaiman as a writer. Terry Pratchett has, of course, sadly passed away. They got someone else to come in and work with Neil Gaiman. This is somewhat of the aftermath of that, not particularly. At the end of Good Omens, they do thwart the apocalypse, and heaven and hell have basically decided, for reasons, to leave Aziraphale and Crowley alone. They are persona non grata with their respective agents, heaven and hell, and they're just kind of getting by as, you know, on Earth, kind of just existing, since they have no jobs left to do. When Good Omens 2 starts, the Archangel Gabriel shows up at Aziraphale's bookshop, stark naked, carrying a cardboard box, with his mind seemingly erased. And hilarity ensues. As a sequel, I think it's really good. I don't think it's as good as the original. I think there were a couple episodes that dragged on too long. I had the same problem with Sandman. There were just a couple things that kind of I just wasn't interested in. I think it also felt a bit disjointed for me, and I think some of that is because in the interim before Good Omens 2 got made, I made a few shorts, short little films with Aziraphale and Crowley, just kind of, you know, deepening their relationship. There's a couple that were like, in Good Omens, there were some flashback sequences that showed, you know, how Aziraphale and Crowley kind of got along since the creation of the earth up to the point of the start of the book. And they had some continuations of those scenes. What happened after that scene kind of stuff. And so for me, it felt a little bit disjointed. It also felt a bit fan servicey. Like they were trying too hard to give the fans what they wanted. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that take. I've seen some people who reviewed it saying it's better than the original. Allow me to disagree. I'm not saying it's bad. I really enjoyed it. But again, there are a couple sequences where I was just like, this doesn't interest me. It's not doing it for me. Overall, it's really good. So take that as you will. If you liked the first Good Omens, you've probably already watched this one because this came out months ago. I'm just watching it now. So probably not much to spoil, but I do tend to avoid that. I also found the ending somewhat unsatisfactory, I think, too. That's part of why I'm not going to rate this as highly as Good Omens. There were certain parts of the resolution that I liked. Most of the resolutions of the subplots. There's the main thing with Gabriel showing up at Aziraphale shop stark naked with his mind wiped. That's the part that when it resolved I didn't enjoy. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm not sure. For me, it didn't feel genuine, I think. It felt kind of tacked on. I mean, it makes sense as far as the story goes, like all the stuff leading up to it and then the resolution, it makes sense. But I don't think they did a good job of setting it up because it felt like completely out of left field. It's like, wait, this is the reason? It's like, it didn't do it for me. The subplots I thought resolved fairly well, and I actually enjoyed that. I thought they did a good job with that. So, little things that I didn't like, or at least didn't care for, that didn't grab my attention or didn't satisfy me as a viewer. So, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna have to give it a B+. For me, like I said, it's really good, but there was enough of it that just didn't do it for me. I would watch it again eventually, but when Good Omens finished, I immediately wanted to watch it again. Good Omens was like A+ material. Good Omens 2, for me, I considered a good effort and a good thing. Glad they did it. Better to have it than not. I just think that it didn't grab me quite. I don't think it was quite as smooth and as well done and as well written. I mean, I don't blame the actors. And I think part of it was Terry Pratchett's missing from this equation. Their collaboration with Good Omens as a novel was one of those lightning in a bottle type of moments where recreating it is next to impossible. I think if Terry Pratchett had still been alive, I think he would have loved to collaborate on this with Neil Gaiman. And I think it would have been very, very similar. I just think tonally it would have been a little different. I don't think it would have been 90% similar, but I think that 10% would have made all the difference in the world. So that extra little nudge from Terry Pratchett's writing really would have made it pop more. So take it for what it's will. Take it for what it's worth. Take it for what you will. Take it for what it's worth. I would say don't shred me in the comments, but no one ever comments on these anyway, so why would I care? And because I'm bad at segues and closure, as always, thanks for watching. If you like hearing me bumble through this stuff, why Why would you do that to yourself? But if you would, go watch my other crap, because I don't know, I want more people to watch my stuff. You know, yes, I'm sad and pathetic. Deal with it. I have to. Uh, until next time, good hunting.